Hello,
Hi, how are you?
it's nice to meet you, and your name is,
Sandra Harrell. They call me Sandy.
and my name is Lois Bell Laster. Very nice to meet you.
Pleased to meet you too.
I am going to be talking to you this evening, and I want you to tell us your story, where you
Okay.
lived, and we can start out with tell me a little bit, not a little bit, but tell me about yourself. Where did you grow up?
I grew up on Leffingwell Avenue, 1619 North Leffingwell.
Mm-hmm.
It was like a row of flats. We called them flats then,
Mm-hmm.
but a row of houses like straight down the block. And we lived there from 1940 to 1955.
Okay. Was that St. Louis Place, or was that in the Jeff Van Little area?
St. Louis Place.
Okay,
I believe it's called St. Louis Place.
okay.
At Leffingwell, Howard, in that area.
Where did you live before then?
I was born there,
Oh,
born on
okay,
Leffingwell,
okay, okay.
Homer Phillips Hospital.
And your mother and father, where did they live?
You know, Mom, I don't know exactly what part of town Mom lived in, but my dad came from the South.
Mm-hmm.
My mom, she's always lived in St. Louis.
Where in the South did he
My
come?
dad was from Kentucky.
Okay, and your mother was from where?
She's from St. Louis.
Oh, St. Louis. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. How many children were in your family when you were growing up?
It was three of us, and we were just a year apart.
Mm-hmm.
My brother, he passed in '86.
Mm-hmm.
If he would be living now, we would be 75, 76, and 77.
Mm-hmm. Oh, stair step, huh?
Yeah, right behind you. He didn't give her
And what
time
were
to
their
rest.
names?
Marlene was my sister. She was older.
Mm-hmm.
And my brother's name was James. We called him Boy, like B-O-Y.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason we called him Boy, Mama said, when she had the two girls, she got tired of combing hair.
Mm-hmm.
So she said, laying on the delivery table, she said, God, give me a boy.
Mm-hmm.
And she called him Boy from then on.
What kind of activities did you participate in when you were growing up?
Well, at that time, we didn't have many activities, but we had a neighborhood pianist.
Mm-hmm.
And she taught the neighborhood kids piano lessons. And we also had, from the school, we had like a summer program, which we called it the playground.
Mm-hmm.
And we did crafts. And at the end of that summer activities, we did a play.
Mm-hmm.
Every year we did a play. From like the Disney plays.
Mm-hmm.
I can remember one was, I think it was Rumpelstiltskin.
Mm-hmm.
Plays like that, kiddie stuff.
What school did you go to?
I went to Curtis Elementary.
Oh, okay.
At first it was called Penrose.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know what year it was changed, but I think when I started it was Penrose, but maybe a year later it was turned into Curtis.
Your husband, were you married?
Yes. He passed, I got married in 1961, September.
Mm-hmm.
And if he had, well, we were married 42 years.
Oh, wow.
But Jack passed in 2003.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I've been a widow since. And I had just two girls.
Mm-hmm.
And they came up, well, when we moved from Leffingwell, I was 15. We moved there in 1955. Excuse me. And I graduated from high school in,
What high school?
I graduated from Central.
Okay. Okay.
And I graduated from Central in 1957. And I had my first child in 59.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't get married then,
Mm-hmm.
but I got married when she was 2, and I did marry her father.
Mm-hmm.
And we were married 42 years, I'll say. But my kids today, one is married, one's not.
Mm-hmm.
But they have families too, and they're both grandmothers.
What kind of work did your husband do?
Jack was a jeweler.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, he worked, well, he started out in the arcade building downtown.
Mm-hmm. What was the arcade building?
Arcade building was, I guess you would call it a business building, different, what you call it? It was like they had jewelers in there, apparel stores, and different kind of buildings. I mean, different kind of owners in that building.
The jeweler. That's interesting.
Yeah, he's a jeweler.
Did you get a lot of diamonds?
I still got them. Yes, I did. And all the jewelry that he sold, these, what is it, silver? No, I got plain and gold. But my jewelry is like 40 years old. This was my first wedding band. And if he had been living now, we would have been married since 61 to now, be 55, 56 years.
Okay. What kind of work did you do? Did you work?
Yeah, I had quite a few jobs. My first job was, I was 18. I was working at Missouri Baptist Hospital. From there, I went into a nutrition program, and it was funded out of UMSL. I worked there 15 years, and we worked with the gardening program, the 4-H, and teaching nutrition to home visits, and we would bring food in and we would cook with the mother. After that, I went to a drug emporium. I was cashier at drug emporium for like 9 years. And my last job was Walgreens. And I worked at Walgreens for 19 years. I've been working all my life.
Tell me about your hobbies.
Oh, I got quite a few. I think my main hobby is cooking. I love to cook. I cook every day. Well, you can probably smell something going on right now.
Not really.
You can't smell that turkey leg? You can't? Ooh. Anyway, I cook a lot, every day. I cook, I crochet, I sew a little bit. I used to sew a lot, for people. But now that I can't see the needle too good, but I do hemming like your pants legs or a skirt or something like that. And then I think my main hobby is singing. If I have to quit singing, I think I'll just turn over.
Tell us a little bit about your singing career.
When my singing career started, my sister, my brother, and I, we did sing when we were like maybe 7 and 8 years old in the churches. Every church we go to, we'd sing like a trio. And I don't think we did harmony, but we did have the little voices. And when I turned like 16, when we moved into Pruitt, Idaho, I met 2 or 3 girls in our building, and we started a group. And our first group was called the Rhythmettes. From the Rhythmettes, we worked with Chick Finney was a talent scout at that time. So we got a lot of exposure through Chick Finney doing the talent shows. And I think our biggest show was at the downtown. What was the where they used to have the all the talent shows? I think the who?
Was it the Kill?
Yes, that's just what it was, the Kill. Yeah, that's what they used to do all the shows. So our biggest show was the Kill, and we backed up. Well, we came on before the Fifth Dimensions at that time. And from being the Rhythmettes, we met this one guy. Excuse me, I got a problem. We met this one guy, it was Art Lassiter. And Art took us as his background group. There was Sweetie Pie, as she's called today, Robin Montgomery, Francis Hodges, and myself. He called us the Ardettes from his first name, Art. After Art, he introduced us to Ike Turner. And we recorded A Fool in Love with Ike Turner, the same 3 girls. From Ike Turner, we met Oliver Saint. At that time, Sweetie Pie went on the road. Ike came back to get us, but I don't know why Francis and I didn't go. I had a kid, I know. And my mom said, well, you can go. I said, no, I don't want to go. But my thing then was, it was just fun singing. But I think I might have been afraid to go, just to go out of town. But after we met Oliver, I think we worked with Olive for about 15 years, and he changed our name to the Olivettes. And after 15 years, I think I kind of got, I guess you'd call it like streetwise bar time, you know, and that's like in my 30s. And I did that for a little bit until I just got tired. And after that, I joined 2 choirs from my church.
What year did you move into Pruitt, Idaho?
We moved into Pruitt in 1955.
How long did you stay there?
I moved out, I had got married down there, and I moved out in 67. And moved to 5118 North Kings Highway. I was there like 3 years. In 1971, I moved here at my present place now.
When you lived in St. Louis place, what were the neighborhoods like then?
To me, they were close knitted. I mean, as far as the families go, everybody was like sister, brothers. We didn't have a lot of dads in the neighborhood, but the ones that did have fathers, it was like, my dad is your dad, my mom is your mom, and we ate at each other's house, you know. We had one lady in the neighborhood, she had no kids. She had a daughter, but her daughter was grown, and she was the first lady to get a TV. All the kids would go to her house to watch TV. And I think the first show we used to watch was like Mickey Mouse. But that was fun.
What
that
was
was
her
real.
name?
But her first, Miss Frankie. I remember Miss Frankie.
What kind of games did the kids play?
We did double dutch, jacks. I think we did like hide and go seek. And the way our house was, the flats were made, you can just run around a whole flat, but it was like maybe a fourth of a block. But if we had hide and go seek on the front, we go hide and go to the back, and you have to go all the way around. That was fun. But I think our main little game was jacks, the girls then.
What kind of work did you work? You did say that you worked.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Tell me again.
Well, like my first job, I say, was at Missouri Baptist Hospital,
Okay.
and I worked in the kitchen. Excuse me. And from the kitchen, we would have to go pick up our food and take it to the floor, whatever floor we worked on, and feed the floor, the patients that were there. After that, well, like I said, I went to the drug emporium, went working as cashier, in the nutrition program. And the nutrition program was fun to me because we worked with a lot of kids. And at that time, I got a big backyard, and I used to have a garden in my yard.
When did you notice when did you first notice the neighborhoods changing?
Well, when I moved,
What year was that? Do you remember?
we moved from Leffingwell in 1955. And to me, I don't really think I noticed change, but I don't remember. I don't notice change because the neighborhood people were still there that we grew up with, except for maybe a few of the older people had passed away. But it wasn't much change when I left.
Did you go back to the neighborhoods after you moved out?
Yeah, I used to go visit different families that were there. My best girlfriend was Rosie, and I think Rosie did introduce me to Sweetie Pie as a friend. When Rosie moved to California, so that's when Sweetie Pie and I got real close. When we moved in the projects, we moved in the same building, and that's how we got to be real good friends.
What kind of businesses were in the neighborhood?
I don't think too many businesses, but I can remember a lot of factories. I think the Coca-Cola plant was over there. The licorice company, I forget the name of it, but it used to be on Jefferson.
Wonder Bread was Wonder Bread in the neighborhood then? That you remember? You
I
remember
don't.
smelling the bread, though, don't you?
I don't know. I don't remember where it was then. But I'm trying to think. Was it in the area where we were?
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember the bread company.
Okay.
And I think it was Hafett's Pickles. I think they were on Jefferson.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I don't remember too many businesses, but we had a lot of local corner stores, grocery stores.
Mm-hmm.
We had quite a few of them.
Do you remember any of the names of some of the stores that were?
My mother traded. You had they called it a running account, and you would
For those that would be watching this, tell them what a running account is.
Today it'd be credit.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And what would happen, say, for instance, my mother wanted to send me to the store, and she would send me all the time. I don't know why. Rosie, my best girlfriend, she and I used to go. And then the streetcars were running. We would catch the streetcar at Madison and Jefferson. We would ride to Jefferson and Dayton, which was maybe about 7 or 8 blocks, something like, might be a little few more. And we get off, and the grocery store we traded was called Miss Becker's. And when we get on, the streetcar fare was 15 cents. My mother would give me 15 cents thinking I'm going by myself. No, she would give me 30 cents. Okay, but she's thinking I'm going by myself. But I would go get Rosie. Rosie and I would get on the streetcar for 15 cents a piece, and we asked for a transfer. But you couldn't get transfers unless you running cross streets for the next streetcar. But I guess the conductor knew we didn't know any better. So we asked for a transfer. We go to the grocery store, come back on that same corner, get the streetcar going back the opposite direction, and he would take our transfer.
Well, tell us about the running account.
Okay, the running account, I can't get rid of this cough. The running account was whatever my mom sent us for. Say, for instance, we go for chicken, tomatoes, and maybe bread. And she didn't give us any money. But we go to the store, and we have our little note, and we get a note to Miss Becker, and she would fill a little order for us, whatever. And it wasn't that much, but we would just have a bag or two and get back on the streetcar. She would have a book, and she would have your mom's name in there, address, and whatever else she needed. And whatever we spent, say if we spent like $3.40, she'd write it down. And on weekends, or whenever mom got paid, then she would go pay the bill for that week. And it was just like credit. But they called it a running account.
Anything else that you did in at that particular time, in that time frame, that like then of the running account was credit?
I can remember what they call them, rations, I believe.
That was during World War II?
Yeah.
Okay.
I remember rations. We had to have some of those to go to the store. And I don't know how they were counted, but it was like counted as money also. And then we also had Eagle stamps.
Right.
And I think like the clothing stores took the Eagle stamps. You fill up a book. And I think the most the book held was like maybe $2 and something. It was a small amount. But mom would fill up so many books, and if she went to one of the clothing stores or wherever, then they would take that as money.
Do you remember meals?
Oh yeah, yes.
And what color were they?
I think there was silver. Not silver.
No, they were green and red.
Green and red, and about the size of a nickel.
Right.
Yeah, I can't remember that.
Any other fond memories of the neighborhood?
Let me see. I tell you another activity we used to do. The boys in the neighborhood, most of them had 2-wheel bikes. And they would pick up the girls, and they weren't boyfriends. They were just guys that would pick up a girl, and we would either ride, they had like a
Handlebar.
Yeah, you'd either ride on the handlebars or they had like a little flat thing over the back wheel, over the fender part, and you could sit on there, hold on to the seat or hold them around their waist, and you must hold your feet out as far or else your feet will get caught in the spokes. And we used to ride, I'm trying to think of the street we used to ride over. Say like maybe Jefferson. I'm not sure of the street, but we used to go all the way to the end of this street, and it would run into, you know what Gano is? Well, Gano is off of.
You mean now?
Off of it's off of West Florissant.
Yeah. Now I know.
But some kind of, I remember the street Gano, but these guys used to just ride. And we'd go to the end, and it would be like just the end of the road. You couldn't go any further. But now, the Mississippi River is there. And after I got to be old enough to go that way, I said, we used to ride down here. And the river is through there now. But that was fun, especially riding on the handlebars.
Some of the most important events in your life during these years was what? What's the most memorable thing, or next to the most memorable thing that you can remember? It was outstanding, and you still remember it.
I'll say, our elementary school, Curtis, we used to do, they called it a fashion show, which it wasn't a fashion show, it was like an amateur show. And my mother was a tap dancer. She used to work with she used to dance with the chorus line in her early days. And she taught me how to tap. So this one year, Curtis School had the fashion show. She and I were supposed to do a mother and daughter tap dance. So when it was time for us to go on, I chickened out. So Mom, she kept telling me, come on, you can do it. I said, no, I don't want to go. I might have been about 10, 11. And it was two guys, Will Blakely. You remember him from the neighborhood? Will Blakely and another guy from Vashon. His name was Farrell. They were tap dancers. And they were going to dance a tap duo. Anyway, somehow they started talking to my mother, and my mother danced the trio with them instead of me. And I thought to myself, well, it didn't really bother me until I got older. I say, now I don't know why I did that. You know, why I backed out. But I think I just got stage fright. But right today, since I sing, a lot of people say, do you get nervous when you go out? Nope. I just open up. But that was amazing to me, because I said, I'm going to dance with my mother, but didn't.
Is there anything else you would like that we haven't talked about that you would like to
Well,
share?
I have a few pictures here. This was the principal of Curtis School at the time I graduated. And his name was Mr. Smith. And this is Mr. Smith and a guy that we went to school with, Earl Harvey. He's now a lecturer. And he had a speech impairment. He used to stutter. And he said everywhere he went, even college, they told him, you're not going to make it. But now he's a lecturer. And that's another picture of him. And the other guy is, he was a prize fighter at the time.
Is this the, not Viola Davis, which one is she?
No, that's Roberta Jackson.
Oh, she looks like she's in movies.
Yeah, she does. She used to live next door to Robbie, to Sweetie Pie. And from 2209 Division, we had other stars to come out of our building. That's the Fifth Dimensions. Yeah, the guy on the end there, that's Lamont McLemore. He was with the Fifth Dimensions, and this is his mom and my mother. My mother's 100 now, and His mother will be 103 this year. And they're best friends. This is a picture of my brother and sister. That's a picture of me and my husband after we retired. They sent that in, they say send a picture, and they made it like a book cover. And this is a picture of the Olivettes when we work with Oliver Sane. And this one is, we did a show after Sweetie Pie. She, when she left the Ikettes, then she started singing solo. So that was like a show Oliver Sane put together, and the three of us background. That's my mother and father when we were kids. I forgot exactly how old we were, but we weren't even 10 yet. It was kind of young. And this one of the latest pictures I have of my sister and my mother. Oh, she's a mess. And this is when Chick Finney was doing talent shows. And I was an adult then, and these are my children. I had them doing shows at that time too.
Well, I'm sure that a number of these pictures will be in the video.
Yeah. Okay.
Is there anything else you'd like to share with us?
Well, I think that's about it.
Well, I thank you. But before we leave, what is your vision of how things might be as you move along, will be as you move along in this wonderful life?
Well, I'm praying now that Trump would maybe do better, or maybe he'll do something positive. I know a lot of people are afraid right now, but we've been taught to pray, and we know that things will pass over, and we will be victorious in the end. And my life is happy right now, and I feel fine.
Well, thank you so much. It's been a pleasure.
I enjoyed it myself. Thank you.
Thanks, Sandy.
You're welcome.